Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today I'm going to be participating in a challenge where I'm going to be using the items here to create a jar project. This is in collaboration or challenge hosted by Terrarium and Crafts, and her co-hosts are Sweet Urban Rose and Mama Dares to DIY. So all of their channels will be linked in the description box, as well as the playlist of all the participants. So this is what I'm doing. I'm using this Seagrass. I purchased this from Amazon, and I'm also using these wooden beads, also from Amazon. I'm going to use the Seagrass to put on these jars. So for this one, my plan is to do a little like a macrame type of style, and then if depending on what I have left over, I want to cover this one as well, but in a different way. So if you're interested, I hope you keep watching. As for the seagrass here, just gonna cut all this open. And the seagrass comes in this pretty thick twine piece here. So what I'm doing to make it a little bit easier to work with is that I'm unraveling it. Just gonna go ahead and just unravel as much as I need for the first jar, and this is the jar that I'm going to be using first. And with this one, I'm going to use some of these small beads. And my intention is to get some strips that are 4 times the length of the jar. And then we'll go another length here, another length here, and another length here. Okay. Now I'm going to take a piece of this out, and this is about what I want to use for each of these. So I'm going to double it like this, and then I'll take a real strand and then just tie around the top of the jar like so. This is too thick to make a real knot, so that's where the glue comes in. So this is where I'm gonna glue it on. You're gonna just go underneath, and then I'm gonna pull this through. And it's gonna just come down like that. And I'll tighten it. So this is what I'm going to have all the way around, just several of these. Once they're all on, I'm going to use my ruler to measure out to make sure that they're 3/4 of a way away from each other. That's going to be the spacing. Now that I have these all in place, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue right underneath where it's tightened, the 3/4 distance. Right now I have them all glued on, so I'm going to go ahead and tie this around the jar like so. This is where I'm not going to put the knot. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here, and the glue is not going to show. I'm just going to squeeze this under before it dries all the way. What I'm going to do now is start attaching the seagrass in like that macrame type of way, where the pieces, so these two are going to be tied together, and then these two are going to be tied together. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. This is how it looks all around. Now what I'm going to do is include a wooden bead. And I'm going to go with this size. So on the strands, before I tie them together, I'm going to add a bead onto it. And maybe I won't even have to tie it with this added on. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to just add the bead without tying it, and then I'll just tie it on the next go around. And now I'm going to start tying knots again. I'm going to add the smaller bead to the next level, the next row. Now that the last row of beads are on, I'm going to do one final knot at the bottom. I'm just going to bring this down to the bottom, and then once I have a knot on each bottom piece, I'm going to glue that here. I'm going to bring them across and try to make it even and bring them all to the center, and then I'm going to glue them down so that they're all kind of evenly spaced around. So that's how I'm going to do it. And then I'll just cut off the excess. And here is how it looks all done. The next thing I'm going to do is just glue this around the rim, because I don't want this glass part to show. The next thing I'm going to do is create a little tassel piece with this part of the seagrass, and then I'll just tie this around. Maybe I'll go around 2 times and then bring it to the front here, and then just tie it on. And then I'm going to add these beads here. I have a tiny one, and then I'll put on a big one, and then another tiny one. And then just let that hang down a little bit, and then I'm going to put a knot at the bottom. And that should be good. And then just cut that down. And then I'll do the same thing with the other strand. Of course, some things can be added to it, or it can sit just like this. So I'm just going to move along to this jar here. This one I'm going to cover completely with the seagrass, but I'm going to cut this off and then glue the pieces all around the edge going down this way, and then I'll start going around this way with the rest of it. So that's what I'm gonna do next.